Hi, this is Tiffany Prochera from Swimming Tigers Music, and welcome to Muse TV, your place for tips and tricks for musicians and music teachers. Now, it's the end of July, but September is coming up fast, and that's the start of lesson season. So I would like to call today's episode, Does This Student Fit? Now, as a music teacher, you are probably used to having people come up to you and talking to you about taking lessons. And you may often feel inclined to accept every potential student who approaches you for many reasons. Perhaps they're a friend of a friend and you somehow feel obligated, or maybe it's a financial consideration. You know, the more students you have, the more money you make. But I would like to talk to you today about how being a little bit more selective in your choice of students can not only benefit you, but the student as well. So here are some things to consider when you are setting up your studio for the coming year. The age range of your students can be a big factor. Not everyone is comfortable or used to dealing with small children. It takes a certain type of sensitivity and care when you're dealing with kids because they can be very emotionally tied to things. There's so much new stuff that's coming at them all the time, and they can get overwhelmed. On the other side, not everyone is comfortable dealing with adults. They may have strong opinions and know what they should be experiencing in their lessons, despite your expert experience to the contrary. So that's something to consider right off the bat. Then there's the dedication or interest level of your students. People start to study music for different reasons. Some just want to build their confidence up. Some of them just want to have fun singing or playing. And some people are really serious and they can see it doing it as a career. So you have to determine for yourself what level of commitment you are interested in. You may be one of those people who says, if you're not willing to go all the way and do all of the exams and whatnot, I'm not up for that. I want the committed students. Some people may say, all the exam preparation, everything is kind of a lot of pressure for me, and I enjoy having fun with music just as much as anybody else, so I'd rather have kind of the more casual students. So it's good to know yourself that way, what kind of temperament you want from your students. Then there's the style of music that you teach. Some people are strictly classical, some people are strictly pop, and then there's all that stuff in between. I myself, I have a classical background, but I enjoy teaching and working with all sorts of music. So I hope I offer solid technique in many different genres of music to my students. It's important to know what you offer because every type of music requires a different type of technique and a different type of approach. So knowing what your skills are in that area is important. And in addition to style of performance, style of music, there's also your style of teaching. Students will come into your studio on the first day having certain expectations of what they think is supposed to happen during a lesson. And that may not be the way that you work. I've had students come to me saying that they had no interest in doing vocal warm-ups and their goal was just to sing songs. I myself did not feel comfortable with that because I think it's not the safest way to approach singing, and you would not run a marathon, in my opinion, without having trained for it. So to me, vocal warm-ups were really important. So I have to tell those students that perhaps they want to look at another teacher. Or I've had students come to me expecting a course outline on the first day of class as though they were in a university course. And in my previous experience with my 8 years of teaching, students progress at different levels depending on their natural aptitude and depending on how hard they're willing to work. So from week to week, what is to be expected of them will vary. So I could not give a course outline. So just knowing how you teach, how you work in your classroom, and imparting that to your potential students, so to make sure that you guys are on the same page with those sorts of expectations. That's really important. And finally, scheduling. We all hopefully want to achieve a sense of work-life balance. And as a private music teacher working out of your home, that can be tricky because technically you could be having students any time of the day or night. So it's important for you to recognize what is important to you outside of the studio and making sure that you still have a commitment to yourself as well as your students. So if you feel like you want to teach Monday to Thursday or Monday to Friday and have your weekends off, honor that about yourself. And if a student approaches you saying that they want lessons on Saturday mornings when you may have a choir practice, then maybe you want to look at seeing if there's another day of the week that would work for both of you. Or perhaps you may just have to say, I think you may want to look at another teacher. So it's about just honoring yourself and maybe perhaps compromising to a certain extent, but knowing what's most important to you, because things can build up, the frustration can build up when you can consistently miss things that are really important to you, and you don't want to pass that frustration on to your students. Same as well, some students are a little bit more flexible than others. Some are looking for the flexibility. I've had students come to me and say, we don't want regular lessons. We want to be able to say, call you a few days ahead of time and ask if you're available. Some people are not comfortable with that. Some teachers want to know that on Wednesday at 5 o'clock, so-and-so is going to be there. So that's something to think of as well. How much flexibility are you willing to consider? Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this has been helpful to you, and I wish you the best of luck in the upcoming year. If you would like more information on myself or Swimming Tigress Music, please visit www.tiffanyprochera.com, where you'll find the Muse and Moose blog, inspiration, lots of music, and much more. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter @SwimmingTigress or like us on Facebook at Swimming Tigress Music. Thanks again and have a great day.